Hey guys, it's been a while since I've put a video online. I'm just going to give you an update of what's been happening around here. I mean it's not much, but I've been thinking about how I've been going to be doing some stuff. So I'll give you a walk around all my projects and we'll have a quick update on everything. Right, so first thing, the Supertruck. It was driving really around the paddock. But after a while of my nephew using it, which he has a very heavy finger on the trigger, the motor started to burn out. So that extra voltage, it didn't kill the circuit, it killed the motor. So that's now either on hold or a will not finish DNF, until I either get another motor for it, which is right in the back here. It's in that little housing there, so I don't think I'm going to get another motor. I'll probably just leave that. So I don't think I'm going to be doing anything else to the Supertruck. I still have the battery if I want to maybe do something else with it, but for now that is not going to be going anytime soon. And here's the Viper. It's still been sitting here doing absolutely nothing. I'm going to be putting out a video on just this to add to my video conversion collection. So I'll give an update on everything that's been happening on that. Right, I still have the pile of batteries for the electric scooter. In order to, you can see on here, there's a lead that's been soldered onto this tab, but this tab's made of aluminium. This one's made out of tin. You can't solder to aluminium, and when I pulled the battery apart I found some very dodgy ways of connecting it up. So I'm going to have to get some tin plate and spot weld it onto the battery. Right, here's the spot welder that I started, just a transformer, got those two wires hanging out. Now in order to carry on with making the spot welder, I'm going to need some points for the spot welding to happen, so it'll be two sort of straight down like that, or a little pincher. In order to get more parts for this, I'm going to have to buy stuff, and I'll tell you later, but that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Right, here's my electric bike. I've just put my chain around here just when I take it into town. It's been working absolutely brilliant. It is so much fun to ride around. I've put this little pouch on here so I can put my wallet and my phone in there, so I don't have to carry anything in my pocket. And it's just so much fun. Now I do still want to add on some more of the sensors onto here. That's going to require a little bit of making things work, and I want to put the headlight up here also. That's also going to require some making stuff work, because the handlebars here are they're tapered, so they start off fat and they go thin. So the light switch doesn't actually fit on here. Neither does a lot of stuff, and it's also why I love using, I mean at the moment I only use the throttle and it's really nice. It would be nice to put it on this side here, but that's not going to happen just because the way the gear selection works. It's just everything's in the way. So that's what's happening with the electric bike. Right, the Gator has come back. It has the same problem as it did last time, but it was the motor on the other side which happened this time. So we pulled that apart, did a clean out, did the exact same thing as I've done before, and it started to work. And even now, let's see, does it still work? Yep, everything's still working on that. So I'm going to be just finding some new motors for that and fitting some new motors. Here's the scooter just sitting here. One of my battery chargers made a very loud poof and tripped the RCD. So now that one of the chargers isn't working, I'm going to have to just get one of my blue chargers that's way over there and just wire it in, just so I can get all the 5 batteries balanced again. So that's just sitting here. I don't ride it very much. Like I can only get 4 kilometers on the dud batteries that I use to temporarily run it around, and I'm honestly having so much fun on the electric push bike that I've got that this has just sat here. The only time I think I might use this again is just if it's pouring, absolutely pouring down with rain. It'd probably be nicer just to ride this around than to go on the push bike, but apart from that, this is just gathering dust. And while I'm over in this corner, here's an electric lawnmower. I picked that up cheap. I was gonna, I mean, it all works. I gave it a go, used it in my lawns a bit, but there's a few things that I just hate about it. Like that yellow piece you see, the whole frame, it's all plastic. The whole thing wobbles around. I mean, it might make it light, but it's really flexible. And the problem with being flexible is that the catcher is a square shape, and when the yellow piece flexes, it starts off being straight and goes over like that, and when it goes over, the grass starts coming out the side of the catcher because the catcher's still straight. This is on an angle, there's a gap in there, and it's a bit of a pain. So I'm not using that. I've gone back to an old petrol thing. This thing's great, like honestly, having it lug around that cord, it's just not the future. But hey, I gave it a go. And maybe one day, we'll see what happens, I might take the motor out of this, fit it to something else, whether it be just something I have like a fan on plugged into the wall or something, but that's something I can do in the future. And here we go, here is the GoCat. Now, pretty much the only thing that's wrong with this is the batteries, right? They're all dead. Actually, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I had them individually charged, and then I put this is the 48 volt charger. I chucked that on there, and it was holding charge in them for a while, enough so you could spin the wheel and know that everything's working. But these are just toast. They're absolutely gone. So I would either be replacing these with more like them, which they're about 120 bucks each, I'm pretty sure, and that's a lot of money. Another thing I could do is try and make a lithium pack for this, which would cost me money again, something that I just don't want to do at the moment. And then there's one other thing I just in the middle of the day realized, and that's this here is 48 volts, you know, 4 batteries, 48 volts. Watch the Viper conversion video and you'll see what I want to use this for. Another thing I picked up along the way is this treadmill motor. Actually, I got the whole treadmill. It was five bucks. I pulled it apart, got the motor out of it, tested the motor is perfect. So if I ever need to, what's this rated for? 180 volts. I could only test up to 30 volts, but even that was pretty cool. So if I ever want to do something strange, I've got another motor sitting here, plenty of power in this thing, so that could be another future project. Up here with my collection, there's just a giant 3-phase motor. Used to be in a shearing shed, a bunch of old parts, alternators, things like that. And then I have this gem here. Now I don't know if I've actually showed anyone this, but this here is an AC51 from Curtis, or from HP EVS systems anyway, with a Curtis controller that matches. It's a 96 volt controller, and that's just sitting there at the moment. I had a plan to put this all together into that Subaru there, but things changed, features changing. I have more ideas coming up with this, but for now it's just going to sit here. Right next to it, this here is the power steering pump that was in the forklift. So it's 48 volts, what do we rate it at? 0.45 kilowatts at 60 minutes. So I mean it's got a little bit of power, rated for 60 minutes. Now if you compare that down here, let's move this here. This is the hydraulic pump that was in the forklift. Now, where's the tag on this? Here we go. Now this is rated for 10 to 12.5 kilowatts. Now if we compare that to the 0.45 kilowatts, this motor has a lot of grunt to it, but the rating on this is for 5 minutes. So we get at least, we'll say, 20 times the power, but instead of 60 minutes, it's only rated for 5 minutes. Now, what that means is that it obviously heats up really fast. It's not made to do long runs like the power steering motor is. It's only hydraulic, so it's only when you pull the lever on the forklift and you want the forks to go up and down or forward or backwards or whatever. That's when it's going. As soon as you let go, it stops. Now that's why it's only rated for 5 minutes, but 12.5 kilowatts. Let's compare that to the Viper motor. Here's a Viper motor, 4 to 5 kilowatts. So that motor that's on the ground over there has about twice the power, apparently, of this giant motor. But again, this giant motor is also rated for 60 minutes, 1 hour, whereas that little one over there, twice the power, but 5 minutes. So, I was thinking about if I could put that into a GoCat or something like that, but 5 minutes isn't that long to be riding around. And if it's only rated for 5 minutes, I don't really want to be going over that and blowing it up. So, what I could do is just an idea I had, is I could try and make something like a drag car or a drag bike. Something that's made to go very fast for a very short amount of time. And that's all I can think that motor would be good for. Right, so that's the update for everything. I'm going to do a Viper conversion video, so that'll have a lot more information on what's going on there, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with that today. But I've got a lot of things they could do with spending money on. Now, I'm trying to put my focus into a lot less projects than having a lot of different things on the go. Now this Viper, it's my biggest project at the moment. It's also the one I really want to get, even if it's just driving around with me holding battery terminals together just to have it moving. It's the one I really want to get some work done and get it rolling. So that's where all my focus is going. Also, I still have the 4 lead acid batteries that I was riding the forklift around when it was still going. Those are the 4 batteries that I'm going to have just sitting in here, getting it rolling around. Before the electronics go in and after all the electronics go in, I'm just going to have it testing. Because I want to have a larger battery pack in this. Now that requires money, just like everything else. And I'm going to have to come up with that money somehow. So for now, I'm kind of holding off on everything else just so I can afford to get a battery pack for this. It's not going to be big. I know of some guys in Auckland who pull apart Nissan Leafs, and they'll probably just sell me the little individual modules, and all I do, because they're 2 parallel 2 series, one of those configurations, so there's 4 cells in them. So that's 3.2, 6.4 volts per cell. I would probably just get enough in a series pack just to get my 48 volts. I mean, I'm just racing around a paddock, so that should be enough power to get me through a weekend of racing, I'm hoping. I mean, if not, I can always get another set of these off the pack to just put in parallel with the first one and get me twice the range out of this. But it's just a paddock hack. It's nothing too serious. But right now, that's the only thing I need to spend money on to get this thing running properly. For now, I have everything else here to do it, but I'm going to have to save up quite a bit of money just to buy the batteries for this and then put them all together. So pretty much everything else is on hold. I'm just trying to save money for this. So there's not going to be that many videos coming out on anything else. I'm just trying to get this done. But I will be putting out a video today of another conversion video about some other stuff I'm doing, and you'll get all up to date on this. So thanks guys for watching. I know there's only about 13-14 subscribers now, which is pretty cool, but that's all I can do. I'm only one person here, so I'm just going to have to take it as it comes, and hopefully I can get this thing rolling by the end of next week or the week after, hopefully, fingers crossed. If I do get it rolling around properly, there's this thing in New Zealand called the leading the charge. It's pretty much a week or 2 weeks in New Zealand where a bunch of people with electric cars, they travel from the top of our country all the way to the bottom. There's our 2 islands, so they go across in the middle. They start from one end, go to the other, and they stop in a whole bunch of places and let people see the electric cars and all that stuff. And that's in March. Yeah, it's in March. Now, I'm hoping, they're coming to Hamilton, which is really close to where I am. I'm hoping I can have this driving and rolling enough that I can take it over there to add into all their stuff. I think it'd be pretty cool. We're going to have to see how things go. So I'm hoping I can have it done in time. I mean, it's a month and a half of work to get this thing rolling properly. So fingers crossed. When I do take it there, it's only going to be on the lead acid batteries, but I mean, when I was riding that forklift around on the lead acid batteries, it had enough power to pull around a 4-ton forklift. I mean, if those batteries can't pull around an 800 kg ute, then I've done something horribly wrong. But fingers crossed. Let's hope that I can get things done.